Hey Marco, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? How's the quality? Is it coming through okay? Oh, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you asking. I have the air conditioning on in the background. How loud is that? Okay, I just turned it off. Ah. Hey John, what's going on, brother? Fire breathing hamster, what's up, man? All right. So I didn't really say I was going live today because I wasn't entirely sure if I would be able to get this thing figured out. It's still a little confusing for me, but I got it good enough. I mean, I'm live, so I got it good enough. You know what I mean? So it might just be a few of us hanging out, and then I'll officially get myself added to the streaming list or the schedule for next week. But I figured we pregame a little bit before Tri-State's stream. And also, I found out about a new brand, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But first, can you guys tell me what you're carrying today? I don't know how long the delay is. I'm assuming it's like 30 seconds. John, no way. Dude, that's awesome. I want that knife so bad, man. I just missed out on the pre-order, and I haven't swung back around to get it yet. All right. So we got John waiting for his Nefaris. Who else has what? So like for me today, my carry all day has been the this lefty. I don't know if it's the Primo or if it's the Gringo. It doesn't have the name on it. It just came in the mail, and it's a lefty. I'm not a lefty, so I just started messing with it. But yeah, this one's been in the pocket today. Gringo, thank you for that, John. And then my recent carry before today, I've been rocking with the Dawn V3. It's one of my favorite knives of all time. I want to put some skiffs in it, but it's like stupid smooth already. But skiffs will make it like 3% better, so to me it's worth. This here. So this is the, let me try that again. There we go. This is the Cass brand Neutron Star. It's got this Harpoon Tonto blade. It's got a dual grind, Timascus pocket clip, minimal hardware, Timascus pivot collar on both sides. Now, let's see if you can. Man, my camera's pretty scuff. But yeah, Cass brand has been one of my favorite brands of all time. They have another design. Here, let me pull it up. I own two of them. So I own two of these, and then I own two of this next one I'm going to show you. So this is their this is Aurora Blade's website, and this is the other Cass brand model. It's called the Paladin. Let me shrink that a little bit. Okay, it doesn't want to let me shrink it. There we go. That's pretty good. But yeah, so this is the Cass brand Paladin. So I own two of these, but Tri-State has one and Middle Complex has the other. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just like to double up on this guy's designs. I couldn't tell you why. But yeah, this guy's work is pretty fan-freaking-tastic. Here, let me see if I can. There we go. Hey, what's up, Grateful Dong? Pokey Stuff, what's up? Hey, Blue. Now, so unfortunately, they're out of this guy, which kind of sucks. But I'll tell you, I got a knife. Where's it at? Right here. This is the Flying Snow by Chalks. And so like places like Aurora Blade and another one called Knife SEO, they specialize in premium mid-tech Chinese knives, right? So when you guys think of Chinese production knives, like We, Best Tech, when you get into their higher end stuff, the quality of those knives is similar to like a US lower tier custom, right? Because, you know, in China they can do much higher quality at much lower cost. So whenever you take a $300 Chinese knife and you compare it to a $600 USA made knife, the quality is pretty similar. Well, that's also true if you step it up one more level. If you start messing with Chinese mid-techs, then they start to feel a whole lot like premium USA made customs, not just like, you know, base level customs. I'll tell you right now, I've probably handled, I want to say right around 700 unique knives in my, like since I've been collecting. I haven't owned that many, but I've handled that many. This Flying Snow by Chalks has the best action I have ever experienced on anything ever. And that's, this thing doesn't have skiffs in it, and I've skiffed almost every knife I own, right? So like I know like action is probably the most important thing to me. I've never felt anything that was as satisfying as this knife right here. It is absolutely insane. Now don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money, right? You get the tie for $4, you get the all zirconium for $470, and then if you're big balling, you can jump up to $800, and get the all-time Ascus scales. So something that's interesting, and I just found this out today, is if you look, this knife doesn't have a pocket clip, which is a deal breaker for a lot of people, because like, why isn't there a pocket? Like if I'm spending, $400+ on a knife, I should get a pocket clip. Well, apparently pocket clips are not as important in, in Asia as they are over here. But despite that, the maker, Chalks, just finished developing a pocket clip for this knife. So if you buy the knife, you'll get the pocket clip, and if you already bought the knife, then they'll send you a pocket clip, which I just thought was pretty dope. Hey William, what's up, man? Whenever I've got that screen up, whenever I'm showing you guys stuff, I can't see the chat, so I'm gonna catch up real quick. Pokey stuff, we got you. Grateful Dawn, we got you. Scott, what's up, brother? Blue, we got you. William, how's it going, my man? Zombie, what's up, brother? And Mike, I feel you, man. No, I feel you. It's a lot of money. And you don't need to spend that kind of money to get a functioning pocket knife. Like, hey, what's up, Homer? Like this right here, this thing will do everything that you need it to do on a regular basis. And it's like, I think like $50 maybe. And this thing feels like a budget Chavez. You know what I'm saying? So like, it is hard to justify that cost whenever you've maximized your utility at, $50. But hey, is it Rise Knives or is it RYS Knives? But one thing I will say is if you can't afford a Chavez, check out the Blue Label. If you can't afford the Blue Label, then check out the Iconic brand collaboration with Chavez. If you can't afford that, get this. Because so help me, this thing is, it's like an RCK9 with the, I think that's the model, with this blade shape. And the action is just like a Chavez. Like, it's ridiculous. This is the Real Steel Sylph, by the way, SYLPH. It's like a kind of an integral because it's one piece of steel that's been folded over. So it's definitely cheating, but technically definitely an integral. You can see down here how that folded over piece comes all the way up to the front. And what looks like a second piece on top of it is really just a jacket. So you have one full piece of steel that makes up the entire handle, and then you just have a jacket on the outside of it. But for all intents and purposes, this is a $50 integral, which is kind of dope. Oh, so it's Rise Knives? Got it. Well, Homer, the peer pressure is not going to work if you go out there telling people stuff like that. You got to gatekeep, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, spend $50, you'll be fine. Actually, to be honest, hold on. This guy right here. This is the SRM 920 or 9211. So this was one of the first knives I reviewed. This was like a $20 knife, and I have abused the crap out of this thing. It's a $20 knife. I mean, you get so much blade, right? And yeah, it's a Tonto, but like, I mean, barely a Tonto, right? Like you sharpen this thing once, which I haven't, and then that Tonto's gone. It's basically kind of like a Persian. But for 20 bucks, you get great action for a crossbar lock. You get a ton of blade to use. I mean, comfortable in and out of the pocket. You've got these textured G10 scales, and they even softened it. That way, if you go to flick it open, you're not hitting the texture. You're hitting this very smooth, comfy spot. Like, that's a huge attention to detail for a knife that costs 20 bucks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, super comfortable. Thumb disc. I mean, ergonomic is all get out. I mean, don't like, okay, so it's not contoured, right? But they've knocked down anything that would be considered an edge. You get plenty of room on this thing. Like, I mean, I was using it earlier today. This thing's, kind of filthy. But you can spend 20 bucks and you can get yourself one heck of a knife. This was on Amazon. SRM 9211. I don't know if it was on sale or not, but even if it was, it's definitely under 30 bucks. But I'm pretty sure you can nab it right now for like 20. Oh, hold on, let me catch up. We got... Hey, what's up, man? Some way from Austin. Grateful Dong came in late. How do you feel about the Gringo? On mine, the scales were sharp on the edges, so scale mod attempt. Oh, okay, I hear you. To be honest, I really like the texture. Yeah, I dig it. I like the way it feels. I could definitely see why somebody would say that it's rough, because it is, but I enjoy the feeling. I don't know. I guess maybe I haven't handled it long enough. Maybe if I use it for an hour or something, it'll it'll start to dig in and I'll start to hate it. But so far, so good. I mean, I'm not a lefty, but, that's what came in for review, so we're going to be lefty for, a couple of days. Let's see. Rocking a Kaiser Beg Lighter Mini lately. Been liking it with the frag scales. Oh, yeah, the titanium Beg Lighter. That thing always reminded me of a mini... to your Wraith. If you get like the titanium, like the just plain silver titanium looking one, it always reminded me of that. But those things are sweet. The action on them's great. Jason, okay, so that's fair, Jason. What's my idea of abuse? So when I say abuse, I mean like frequency of use, as in like I've been like all the boxes I've cut with this. And to be fair, I am shining it in the light in such a way that you can't really see how dirty it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's helping me a little bit, because if you actually look at it, you can see that it's kind of filthy, like it's all smudged up and stuff. But yeah, I certainly don't like beat my knives. It's mostly just paper cutting, box cutting, stuff like that. Really nothing insane. But that covers, I would say, about 90% of what people do. And for 20 bucks, you really can't go wrong. Let's see, we've got, I like the look of the Sylph. I bought 2 of those SRMs because of you. At 15 each? Some way, you got them at 15 each? How do you like it? Homer, I carried a Kershaw Iridium D2 version every day for a year. I hard use everything, even cut metal banding. Only thing I had to do was sharpen it. So... man, I love the Iridium. I no longer have one, but I need to get one again. Yeah, and so for me, like, there's knives that I buy for use, and there's knives that I buy for aesthetic. And if I, like, it depends on why did I buy the knife, right? So some people are form over function. Some people are function over form. So like, obviously I bought this and aesthetic wasn't a concern, right? But I bought this not to be a hard user. So like if I go out, I normally carry 2 or 3 knives with me, and I'll use this for cutting paper, right? Or, you know, some tape or something like that. But if I need to get through like, you know, 3-layer cardboard, then I'm going to use something like this, right? So, you know, I can definitely respect the people that hard use everything, but, you know, there's some people that they buy their knives because when they look at them, they get pumped about using them. And then there's some people that buy knives because they get pumped looking at it, right? So depending on where my head's at is going to depend on how hard I use the knife. If that kind of makes sense. I think that makes sense. You guys have all probably been there too. So, love it rough. Oh, just the edges mess with you? That's fair. I don't know why I left it off screen. You have all the Momos, Homer? That's insane. That's a lot of Momos. I've actually never touched the normal Momo. I've owned a mini and I loved it. I just haven't gotten my hands on a big one yet. That's fair, Jason. Light work. I think for me, it's proportionate. I know what you're saying, but like for me, if all I'm doing is like opening letter, and then I spend, you know, an hour to 2 hours breaking down box after box, proportionately that would be abuse. But you're right. It's really just light work. I'm sorry to hear that some way. So there is something I wanted to show you guys. Give me 1 second here. Because I heard about a new brand and I reached out to them. And you guys might have heard of this brand already. But this is called Wixco, and this is a sub-brand of Aurora Blade. Have you guys heard of Wixco? Hey, Foop, what's up, man? I just lost the page. There we go. So, like I said, I can't see chat while I have this page up, so I'm just going to talk about it, and then I'll hop back over to chat and I'll get caught up. But yeah, so these guys are a sub-brand of Aurora Blade. I'm not Aurora Blade. I'm retarded. Of Monster, right? So just like you have Concept and you have Tenable, you've got Monster and now Wixco. And I gotta say, these guys, they've been pretty impressive. So everything says sold out because they haven't even launched yet. They're supposed to launch either late this week or next week, right? So you guys are getting in on the ground floor. And I'll tell you that day one when they launch, they're going to have an automatic 20% off of everything on the site. So, you know, 20% off of this is going to put you at what, like $58, something like that? 6.2, 57.60. Oh no, I'm ridiculous. Like 47.60. But they'll have 20% off of everything, which is super cool. I'm going to get all of their knives in for review. But starting at the top, we have the Drax. And something I like is that 14C28N is their blade steel, I think, for every single knife they have. It's all 14C28N. It's all under $100. And then 14C is actually optimized between 57 and 60. So this HRC for 14C28N is fantastic. So like, it's already a great steel. They have optimal heat treat on it. I mean, you're getting this like shredded carbon fiber, and it's $94. But when you get it for 20% off, you're talking like $70. You know what I'm saying? We've got the Ragnar, which is 14C and black G10. I mean, this knife is fine. Like, it's nothing too crazy. It needs a flipper delete. You know, that's it. Otherwise, it's cool. Nothing too crazy going on here. Here we go. So the Pexton 14C and aluminum, right? 14C and aluminum is a baller combination because it gives you good performance and a premium feel, but on a budget. So you take 20% off of this, and it's like, what, 6, 7, 13. So you're taking, what, $13 off of that? So you're going to be looking at like 53, 54 bucks. And this is a pretty handsome looking knife, right? Also needs a flipper delete, but that thing's pretty sharp looking. And plus, we know Fairmonster has good build quality. Like, I've handled all their knives. I thought they all felt fantastic. I have to imagine it's the same factory making Wixco. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me pop back over to chat. Mia Zoe, I'm thinking about the Spyderco Manix 2 for my next EDC. I had a mini grip, but it got clipped by a kid at Jiffy Lube. That little punk. At least he's got a cool knife, though. Zombie, I'm digging the super bright scales. Some way out of curiosity, which lock style is best for you then? That's a good question. Someway says crossbar or button lock, which would include top liner locks. Oh, definitely. The only difference some way is the top liner locks have the detent. So if you want a detent whenever you deploy it, then top liner. If you just want the smoothest, easiest thing possible, then definitely button lock or crossbar lock. Hey brother, got to get things ready for dinner, and I had no clue what to make because I said I got it covered to my wife, and indeed do not have it covered. So from being in that position a million times of over-promising and then trying not to under-deliver, I completely understand. I'd say go with the basics. Shells and cheese, chop up some hot dogs in it. You know what I'm saying? Done. Right? Ramen, easy money. Done. But good luck. And make sure you make it to a tri-state stream. All right, we're going to bounce back over. So the Pexton, super handsome. This one here is probably my favorite. This is the Skort. And this one is tipping the scale, right? 99 bucks. We have aluminum with shred carbon fiber. We have 14C28N. But we have a super classic like profile. I swear, if you delete the flipper off this and just look at the rest of the knife, this is what almost every custom knife maker's knife looks like before you open it, right? It's got the thumb studs, it's got this little poon here, and then the blade sweeps into the handle. Like, I swear, that's what 90% of customs look like, minus the flipper tab. Obviously, better inlays, better construction, better blade material, like everything's way better. But, so basically I'm saying I'm a huge fan of this. Nice, good sized knife. 8.19 inches overall. Fantastic. It can cut rope. That's a bonus. We've got the Axor. Beautiful. 62 bucks. We're still running with 14C28N. G10 handle. What's going on with that blade though? What is that? It looks like it has texture to it. What do they say? Well, it doesn't say there's anything special about the blade. I mean, other than like PVD, but oh, it's textured. Okay, so I'm not crazy. It's textured black paint. That means it will wear over time. Okay, well, that's still pretty cool. I don't know why they would texture it, but it's still kind of dope that they did. And then we've got the Vortex. Not gonna lie, guys, this to me looks like if you wanted the Null Knives Voodoo on a hyper budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what this reminds me of. If you wanted the Null Knives Voodoo, but instead of $450, after discount, say you had like $75. I mean, it's got the stud, it's got the hole. You know, this has a little bit more of a hawksbill, slightly, instead of just a straight up Wharncliffe. But you got the blue, what I assume is, blue shredded carbon fiber. Still the 14C. I mean, guys, tell me you don't see it. And it looks like you can slide those. Like loosen them up, move them forward, move them back. So black stone wash, which means it won't wear off. Reversible clip. I could do without the lanyard hole, but that's okay. See, this is the stuff I get excited about because it's like, what can you do for, you know, like, you have a limited, like, you're trying to hit a price point. What can you do under $100, right? And I'm assuming that this is just like their MSRP, less. So it's like, I'm sure they're still making money at 20% off. So it's like, okay, what can you do under $80, right? And I'd say this is a pretty darn good attempt at trying to pack some value in, you know, materials. I mean, let's call it what it is. Like, okay, there's tons of companies that can give a shred carbon fiber and 14C28N under $100, right? There's plenty of that out there. Migron will do it for $50. You know what I'm saying? But those companies, they hit a price point. They hit good quality of materials, but then the aesthetic just is never there. It's like a super boring knife. Well, this is going to be, what, about $25 more than what the Migron equivalent would be. And you can go with the Migron, right? They're a great company. I love their knives. But for me, the aesthetic, you know, this is like a main character knife on a sidekick budget. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's where I like to live. I mean, I think this was like $45. This was like 60, 20. Oh, you guys can't even see the screen. Here, let me go back to this, and let me go back to this. Yeah, I was saying this here was like $45. This was like 60. This was 20. This was like 50. This terrible attempt at a hand satin. This was a Civivi Praxis. This was, I think, also like 50. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I dig my budget knives. And I think that brand, that Wixco brand, is just, I think they're doing something right because their stuff looks dope to me. Okay, let's see. Dwayne Letterman, what's up, my man? Dale Lane, yeah, it does look dope. I agree. Win Plus has 2 folders with an ambi-lock that is called Dynamic Lock. Some way, is the name of the company Win Plus? Because I would like to look into that. Dale Lane, personally, I prefer where they go budget on the handle and spend on the blade steel or Nitro V, but always have like milled titanium, even some like Timascus. I would do that all day. Like, if you wanted to give me like Timascus scales, full Timascus, and a mirror polish, but you wanted to do it on D2 or 9R, right? I would be, and give me that for $200 all day. 100%. I'd be on board with that. Because I know that 9CR is going to cut paper just like, and 390 is going to cut paper. Just like, 14C is going to cut paper. Yeah, there's differences. But for my use case, the differences are so minimal. It really comes down to, am I going to rust it out? No. Am I going to need to sharpen it more often? Yeah. Right? Is it going to lose its edge quicker? For sure. But to me, that trade-off's worth it. I did not break the internet. Knives Are Life, what's up, man? Hey, Mr. Guru, what's going on? For anybody that doesn't know, and I'm sure none of you know because I haven't said it yet, Johnny Guru in the chat is a custom knife maker. You guys should definitely follow him on Instagram. It's Guru Designs. The stuff he makes is breathtaking. Everything he makes is artwork, while also being highly functional. Yeah, dude, he's got an incredible story. One day, if he's cool with it, I'll share it. But yeah, absolutely amazing maker, amazing guy, self-taught, all that good stuff. Dale, are we still buffering? So I've got some custom scales because I like to deck out budget knives. One thing I'll say is, so this is a Civivi brazen, and this has milled aluminum handles, which is not something that is like really well known. So Civivi and Palmetto State Armory did an exclusive, right? That's why this says, if you can see it here, it says Kronos on the back. It says Kronos Knives. But it was a collaboration between Civivi and Kronos Knives. So this is a milled aluminum Civivi brazen and is probably the most premium feeling Civivi I have ever felt in my entire life. The action, the acoustics, it's all fantastic. Now normally I think they're like $70, but every now and again, like 2 or 3 times a year, they go on sale for like $45. And, with this being a collaboration, that Civivi put their best foot forward. It's got a titanium pocket clip. Like, this is all stuff you don't see on Civivis. You know what I'm saying? So they have different colors. They've got red, they've got gray, black. I would do yourself a favor and just go check it out. And if they happen to have them on sale, it's worth it at $70, but you don't need to pay that much if you're patient. But for $45, best Civivi, dollar for dollar, I've ever experienced. Hey, Johnny, for sure, man. Absolutely. And just to give you guys a sneak peek at Johnny, without spoiling too much of the story, while teaching himself how to make knives with no tutelage, no teacher, no nothing. While he taught himself how to make knives, he also taught himself how to build a house because where he was staying wasn't suitable enough for it to be a shop. And while he was learning how to make knives and learning how to build a house, he was also learning how to run electrical equipment. Like, he literally self-taught himself 11 major skills, and there wasn't a single roadblock that stopped him. He was like, oh, crud, I need a different place. Okay, I'll build it. Oh, crud, I need to run electrical wire. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to learn how to do that. I've got to waterproof the basement. Okay, I'm going to learn how to do that now. Like, just all sorts of stuff. He didn't let anything get in the way. Super inspirational guy. And, it just, Like, look at the first few knives that he pumped out, and they don't even look like the first few knives somebody would pump out. They look like customs. And then as you go through and dig into his designs more, it just gets more and more and more impressive. It's actually kind of wild. So, cool looking Civivi Brazen with the Chronos knives. Howdy, Sevr. Hey, Splitting Sizes, what's up? Aries EDC, how's it going, my man? Dwayne Letterman. So, all right. So this is the newer Civivi. It is the, I already forgot the name of it. Of course, cameras do that. What is this Civivi called? The Civivi. Okay, I'm going to Google that. So this is the Tenable Fermi. And, you know, this had like some gray G10 scales, but I was so in love with the gray PVD on the blade and just the blade shape in general. And I was like, man, this thing would look killer with some Tiffany blue scales on it. So basically, I turned a $40 knife into like a $150 knife super quick. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, that's the dumbest thing ever. But if you think about it, at $150, like you don't really, like if they don't have the model or the design that you want, you either don't buy the knife or you just have to settle. And I think for $150, having a knife that I love the look of, that I don't feel bad for beating up, is like pretty baller. You know, knowing that like I picked out the blade, I picked out the scale, so I kind of designed this a little bit. I just think it's super cool. And the Fermi is just a fantastic knife. I think they're like $40, brand new. Action's incredible. Acoustics are great. Can't recommend this knife enough. Now, let me try to remember what this Civivi is called. I feel like it starts with a P. It's something super basic. It's like, oh, Merit. It's the Civivi Merit. Holy cow. So yeah, this is the Civivi Merit. It's one of their newer releases. But once again, kind of the same thing. Like, it's so hard to get shipwreck camo carbon on anything. And whenever I saw this blade, because this came with like white G10 scales, and I was like, man, this thing would look baller with a flipper delete and some shipwreck camo carbon. Now, this one I still need to break in a little bit, but if you could just imagine, like no flipper, and just look at that. Beautiful. I mean, the flipper's great, but I really want that aesthetic. All right, let's get back to the chat. Cool looking Civivi Brazen with the knives having and all in tonight. Hey, Roger Baker, what's up, my man? Appreciate you stopping by. Hey, Fook, you're right. Like, if I like the mod, it ain't foolish. But you know, I know for a lot of people, taking a budget knife. I don't even. What does this have? Oh, this is 14C also, and I think this is Nitro V. But taking a budget knife that you're going to get limited use out of, performance-wise, and then spending more money to make it look a certain way. You know, I know a lot of people are like, you know, like, why would you do that? It's like, I get it. You know, we all collect for different reasons. Let's see. Is that a... Oh, actually, some way, I appreciate you bringing that up, because if you guys haven't seen, Civivi's got some new releases coming out, and this is the new Mini Praxis. And this thing's pretty baller looking. So it's got the Arctic Storm Fat Carbon, and it's S35VN. CPM S35VN. And yeah, it says $100 here, which means on retailer sites, it's probably going to be like $75. That's crazy good for $75. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy good. Is that a textured titanium pocket clip? Wait a second. Is that titanium? Yeah, that's yep. That is an anodized and textured titanium pocket clip. Between that, the carbon fiber, and the CPM S35VN, that is, even at $100, that is one heck of a buy. That's dope. I didn't realize it had a textured titanium pocket clip. That's incredible. We've got the Civivi Krabby, and we've got the I really like this reverse Damascus look. I think it looks so cool, where it's like all like dark wash, but then you've got these like white kind of Damascus lines going through it. But this is shred carbon fiber. And that's not something we see on Civivi's a whole lot. Civivi's typically G10, maybe micarta, aluminum, and that's about it. So to see shred carbon fiber on a Civivi is pretty freaking sweet. But it's also got this really cool front flipper. It's got the thumb studs. You know, it's got a nice blade shape. I'm pretty excited for this one. And what's that? What's the blade steel on this one? Come on now. You can't just say Damascus. Oh, it's 14C. Okay, yeah, 14C 28N. Which means the other one is probably, what would they do it in? Like a 9CR and, well, it'll perform similarly to 14C, or it should. That's typically what they try to do. We've got the Civivi Hid. This thing's a chonker. That's a 4.14 inch blade. That is a chonker. But the reason they call this the Hid is because this looks like where the pivot's at, but that's not where the pivot's at. Because of the way they made the knife, the pivot, if I'm not mistaken, is like here, but it would have looked weird, so they hid the pivot, and then they put this screw right there, so it gives the illusion that the pivot is in the right place. But that's a pretty dope looking knife. Standard 14C 28N. So if you think about Wixco, I mean, they're doing a lot of the same stuff, you know, where standard price is right around $100. They're doing 14C 28N on everything. Like, Wixco is really like an edgier Civivi, now that I think about it. And then we've got this wild fixed blade coming out. I'm sure this speaks to somebody. It's not me. I like small fixies, but I would love this if they cut it off like right here. Just from here down, chop all that off, and I would be in love with this thing. But this is weird for me, and I know why it's there, right? Like you won't lose your grip. Obviously, that thing's gonna be locked in, but aesthetically, just move this up, right? Just move this. I feel like I could put 2 hands on this thing. That's awesome, man. And there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys. Because we has some special editions coming out this month. So they've got, here, let's go to pre-order. Okay, so this thing. So this is an 11th anniversary special. The look is kind of polarizing, but this is an integral. And I don't know about you guys, some people love them, some people don't care. I love integrals because to me, if a company makes an integral, one, they're only doing it to flex because it really doesn't make sense to do it for any other reason. Like you're not gaining functionality from it. You know, you're not gaining really a whole lot of aesthetic, right? Because it's just looks wise, it's really no different than having a full backspacer. But if you make an integral, you risk losing a ton of money, especially if it's not something you're used to machining, right? So I love that whenever, from my perspective, whenever a company makes an integral, they're literally doing it to flex. But also to me, that means the quality is usually always really good. Because like if you're going to make an integral, you don't want to half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a limited run. It's their 702XI. And this is a shout out to like some of their earliest Wii models whenever they were all just letters and numbers. I'm not the biggest fan of the finish. I'm trying to find the integral. There we go. Well, rather, I like the finish. I'm not the biggest fan of the copper carbon fiber, but this thing is dope. And it's like a 3.8 inch button lock. So this thing is, I mean, it's slender. It's going to be massive. What's the overall? Limited to 150 pieces. So this is why I wanted to show it, is because like Wii's limited edition stuff used to be 300 pieces, 250 pieces. Now it's 150 pieces. Now, granted, that's 150 pieces just for this specific version, right? So it'll be 150 for each of them. The only thing I don't like is none of these combinations are quite for me. And that's a lot of money to spend on something if the combination isn't really like for you. Which means, unfortunately, I will probably not be buying one. Oh, this one looks pretty good. Yeah, I do like this one. So if it says $487 here, street price is probably going to be like, I don't know, probably like $360, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then if you do it at White Mountain Knives and you get that 10% discount, you know, you could be looking at closer to $320. Between $320 and $350 after discount, and for an integral, that's pretty dope. Oh, and then also the micro Trogon. The micro Trogon, 2.68 inches. I forgot this knife was coming out, but holy cow, I am so pumped for this thing. It looks so clean. You got that milled titanium. You got, you know, just enough speed holes to keep it cool so it doesn't overheat in your hand. You've got a functional fuller. I mean, just a super handsome profile. I'm so pumped for that knife. We got the black and gold. Yeah, nice long pocket clip. It's going to be great for retention. I'm not a big fan of the tiger stripe thing. I never care for that. I wish they would do literally anything else. But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, this is a super tiny knife, super pocketable, but it's got a ton of personality. I believe the original Trogon was a Brian Brown collab with We. And if any company wants to make money, like print money, just limitless amounts, take a design that was already popular and make it huge or make it super tiny. And if you do that, it's just free money because you have people like me that are just going to throw fistfuls of cash. You didn't innovate, you didn't do anything creative. You just gave it a few extra inches or you took a few inches away. And I'm just out here just making it, like I'm at the strip club, just making it rain on these companies. But I'm going to prioritize this over this for sure. Because I've been waiting for this knife for literally freaking ever. All right, so it's 6:56. All right, so it's about 4 minutes until Tri-State starts his stream. So, you guys have time to hit a bathroom break, heat up some food, get some snacks, do whatever, and then we can all pile in over there. And, hey, McRanger, what's up, my man? But we can all pile in over there and, and do that thing. So, love you guys. Super appreciate everyone showing up. I'm going to make 6 p.m. on Tuesdays my regular time. So if you guys want to kick it again, 6 p.m. next Tuesday. And I'll try to get the face cam and everything set up so it's a little bit smoother. But otherwise, yeah. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And I'll see you in like 5 minutes. Bye.